at the time I wasn't real big on acting, but somebody had sent me a role, so I'm telling Ernestine about it. Like, she real motivated and it's like positive. So she's like, Navv, this is big for you, got to take it serious. I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, I want to read with you, so we're gonna tape it. Like, she went in full command mode, like, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get over there, I'm reading the line. She's like, you just not getting it. I'm like, no, that's pretty cool. You just want to see what? No, Navv. You gotta tap in. Amber, when I tell you,
I know.
This lady had me crying. She was like, just think about something that makes you mad. I'm like, what does this got to do with this role? So next thing, now I'm mad about something, and I screamed at her. She was like, you know, I'm like, I am. It's tears coming. I'm like, I am. Man, I turned that scene in. They was like, we just wanted a comedian. You went all Othello. And then it was like, I felt like when they saw that, they was like, oh, he too overqualified. Like, man, they expected regular Navv. She done turned me into a Denzel, man.
But for sure, you got to be strong to be friends with her. Because she going to give it to you because she loves you, but she going to give it to you raw.
And then if you go to her with the problem, don't think you just venting to her.
For sure not.
She want to solve it.
Hilarious.
You're like, hold on, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Hey family, welcome back to another episode of It's Negotiable. I am your co-host, Ernestine Morrison.
And I'm your co-host, Amber Ty.
And you already know what we discuss on this podcast, setting boundaries with people, places, and things that do not serve God's purpose for your life. Mm-hmm. But because of your obedience, some things may actually be negotiable. Listen, I am extremely elated to have our guest on the show today. Truly one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Comedian, actor, podcast host, Mr. Navv Greene is in the building.
That introduction almost made me cry.
I can't just say I'm excited just to laugh today.
Oh, man.
I know you're going to make us laugh.
Nav's like, I was in a serious mood today.
Yeah, I was ready to cry.
But before we start, Navv, it's one question that we ask all of our guests.
What's that?
What was something in your life that used to be a non-negotiable that you have found is now negotiable?
Women with kids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Used to be a non-negotiable before.
Yeah, like I didn't never, it might sound great, but I didn't never want to, because you know, you deal with women that have previous, you always think of the negative when it comes to baby fathers and baby moms. Mm-hmm. You think it'd be always drama, so it was like, no.
Mm-hmm. What changed your mind? Why is it negotiable now?
Like, it's the women without kids that have more problems. You ain't got no baby daddy. Like, what? Why he calling me? You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that. But sometimes it's just a mindset. When you younger, you think like that. Then once you start getting older, you realize like everybody grows up. And then people outgrow each other.
Yeah.
So that might be somebody in her past that she was like connected with, and she just outgrew him.
So your biggest thing was you didn't want to deal with anyone's father of their children.
Yeah, and then you would have to take on, not saying this bad thing, you take on her kid too, and I feel like you're responsible for her child. Like if you're dating her, you're dating her child as well.
So you cool with being a stepdad now?
Yeah, I'm saying I would.
Oh, okay.
Easily. Like, but it's saying like at the time it's like, you know, I'm 24, 25 at the time when I had
like,
that mindset. Like, nah. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, yeah, kids be cool.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
She got kids?
Hold on, wait a minute. What was it? Wait, she got kids?
My child's mother.
Oh, but did she have kids coming into the relationship?
Yeah, she had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so she changed your mind.
Right, so that's why it's negotiable now.
Yes, negotiable. Shout out to you, girlfriend.
Change your mind? I'm dating a woman with kids.
So it'd be like, dang. She talking about a kid like 3 weeks later.
Dang.
I'm just talking.
I'm like, dang, she sprung it on you 3 weeks?
What's so crazy? I met him like on the first date.
Really?
When I came, like cause she didn't want nobody to meet her kids, so I gave him a wrong name and all.
What if a woman lied to you about having kids? Would you be upset?
Nah.
I had a man I dated.
Uh-huh.
Do you know for a whole year I did not know he had a child?
Oh, you didn't know a lot about him then if he was a sociopath.
Was he taking care of his kid?
He was.
Oh, man.
It was crazy. And the way I found out, it was crazy. But
was you mad? I know you was upset.
I was furious.
So he said he had no kids.
Every Sunday he was going to play golf.
Hilarious. I'm at the football games on Sunday.
Amber, you know how fine you got to be for a man to sneak and spend time with his kid?
Oh, my
Like, man, I can't let Amber. I don't want to lose her. If she find I got
if
that
she
might be
finds
the
out,
end.
it might be the end of it. It still blows my mind. And he wasn't a kid; he was a grown man.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm sorry. I know you know who I'm talking about out there, but
How old was his kid?
8.
Yeah,
It
you had
wasn't
a
even like a
full grown.
you
baby,
tripping
right?
You had a full grown child.
Yeah, your kid old enough to say dad.
Right.
Yeah, you wrong.
And then I forgave him, and then that child I actually really got attached to.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he's like the kid is like grown now, and we still follow each other on Instagram. The kid, not the
Hilarious.
not the father.
But the kid don't even know your dad when he ain't claim you.
Not even claiming you for
I'm
the
sorry.
whole 365.
He
So
knows now.
listen, Nav, you are truly one of the funniest comedians out there, period. Not even social media, just out there. You are one of the funniest. I tell you that all the time. People tell you that all the time. You are now with 85 South Show. You travel, you tour. You guys are selling out shows all across the country. You have your own podcast, the Broken Play podcast.
Yeah.
When I met you, you were on the rise. We were part of the same management group, and you were just climbing up the ladder. How has it been now, just seeing all the fruits of your labor and the seeds that you've sown over the last decade to now be selling out shows and touring with 85 South?
Man, you don't realize it at the time because you just steady like working and grinding, and you're like, when is it gonna come? But you don't realize all the things you're doing. That's like the stepping stone for what you, because if you just jump from here to here, like you miss all the steps in between that help shape you, like mind, mentally, physically, all that type of stuff. And then you know what, when you starting off, the grind be better though, because you do a lot of more stuff. You so hungry.
Yeah,
Then I feel like we get content, like at a certain stage, you be like, man, because I remember I would go to like 3 comedy clubs a night sometimes, just begging for stage time. Now it's like
I don't want to go today.
chill today.
Yeah.
Like, why? But it's just,
You
that
feel
was
like
a
you've
good
lost the
time.
hunger?
No, it's just like, I don't think I lost it, but it just goes different in different areas.
Also, what you're saying is you get money now because when you need the money, you grinding. You are hungry.
Sometimes you be like, well, I can't leave the house for that. Then when it gets slow, you be like, hey, you still need me
for that for a little 5-piece? You still got that 5-piece?
But it's like, I think and Ernestine could tell you, like, when we was under the same management, we would do lock-ins, just creating and like how she say, create, don't wait. I think we was creating so much then, it's a lot of stuff we didn't even put out, we would just talk about, and like just seeing how Ernestine would even come through and do certain things, like we would talk about it, and she was like, we could do this. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you don't understand at the time until you see other people do it. And it's not even to like compare or hate. It's like, this could be done. I was just with her. I know, you know what I'm saying? That's something like, it's motivation.
Yeah.
So it like, I think about stuff like that helps. So when you see other people like being around 85 South, seeing like Carlos Miller, DC, and Chico, like it's motivation to see what they doing, and they give you the game.
Shout out to the 85 South Show. Shout out to Carlos, Chico, DC, all friends and family, associates. And it's like, you're right, to see, I've been seeing people on TV now, I'm like, I was in acting class with her.
Right.
Now she's nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah, so that'd
it's
be
like,
dope.
so it lets you know that if that person who you were just rubbing elbows with can do it, and they did it at a high level, like you can do it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you always have this dream, or did you always think that you were going to be a comedian? Like when you were a kid, like what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
Man, it was 2 things I wanted to be. I want, like everybody say this, like I was in 1st grade, I wanted to be the first black president. So,
For sure.
Yeah. 1st grade. Then when I got that report card, I was like, hey, like we got to be realistic now. Like forget that. But no, other than that, it's just been, I wanted to act, and I think just being like, I always was funny. Like I couldn't see myself working a regular occupation. Like, cause it was like, even in class, like,
How dare you? You're the shift leader. You have a whole career out here in these streets.
man, and they take that so serious. So it was like, even I would do my work real fast so I could entertain the class. I like making people laugh. Like, even just being the
class clown.
floor.
So you always knew you were funny then?
Oh yeah, man. When my teacher called my mom and she was like, "Yeah, it's different. Like now he's making me laugh." and when she said that on the phone, I was like, "Oh yeah, Miss Crossley laughed. Oh boy, wait till she see tomorrow." Like so, I would like.
Now every day's a show.
Yeah, I had my homeboy Kurt, and like sometimes me and him would be like, then it went all that text message and stuff. So we talk on the phone. I'm like, I'm gonna do this in class tomorrow. And I just come
Not
up
you
with
planning your
stuff.
jokes.
Yeah, I was planning a little stuff, but no, I always wanted to entertain people.
Do you feel like you've arrived?
Not yet. Not yet. And the reason why is because it's like I just know it's more for me to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but it's more.
Yeah.
Because like it's like I get better with certain things. It's like, oh, I ain't peaked yet. And then a lot of people still haven't seen me.
Yeah.
So that'd be the best thing. Like if you never seen me, oh, you gonna think I'm hilarious. You gonna see me a couple times, like, yeah, now cool. But nah, like a first time, like, and it's just the joy of making people laugh. Like, you gotta think what you bringing up shift leader. Like it was white people dressing up as shift leader on Halloween.
Yo, when I saw that, did you see that on his page? People were dressing up, white people, black people, Asian.
Yeah.
I saw Asian. They are dressing up as shit. And I almost shed a tear for you because I'm like, oh, that's my friend. Like, you did that. You created this thing that started off as probably just like a joke or just.
It definitely
It started out back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't a fry get dropped?
And then like, so Amber, this guy on TikTok, he took the old videos off YouTube and just started putting, because I wasn't hip to TikTok. So he started putting it on TikTok and it just started booming. He made a page and all.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then when
Hey,
they
you making a
started
bag off
dressing
your
up,
content though. You need to hit him up for that commission.
Is he writing you a check?
He had me blocked. So look, I told him, I was like, look, I'm not trying to take the page. I was like, just keep posting. Let me see what you're doing. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's marketing.
Yeah.
And then it's something I wasn't doing it. And then we go and we pay companies for that type of stuff to do this for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's somebody who did that. It's like they were a fan of my work. So I feel like they deserve it.
Absolutely.
Now if he making millions or something like that, then
Hey, he for sure doing something on TikTok.
probably-
TikTok be paying.
No, but yeah, he like on that page it be getting millions and millions.
No, I
and millions.
saw.
But I was like, that's dope. Cause think about it, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I ain't had nobody around me thinking we need to put this on
Market
TikTok.
this.
He did.
Yeah, because there was a period where I didn't see shift leader anymore. And all of a sudden I just started seeing it everywhere. I'm TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did he pick that back up? But really that guy helped push the engine forward.
He moved.
What was the inspiration for shift leader?
I was working at the Congress Center when I got out of high school, and this guy named Curtis, he was like our supervisor. And at the Congress Center, we would either do setup attendant or you would do housekeeping. So when I worked with Curtis, we would be mopping floors. So like in the Georgia Dome, this before the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you go 3 rows, then you switch out your mop water. He was like, you done went 5. So I was like, he eyeballing mop water? And he wasn't lying because I really did go 5. I'm like, I'm not finna keep changing this. I'm like, we're trying to get out of here. But he took his job so serious. So some of that came from motivation with him. And then I was watching a ICDC commercial one day. I was like, the most they gonna do is go be a shift leader at McDonald's. And then I did a skit off that. And people just started sending me ideas and it never stopped. But think about that.
Now you have merch?
Yeah, I did that in 2014.
Yeah.
And after that, it's people still to this day, 2023, reposting those old videos. So sometimes you don't see it then, but you plant a seed for later. Because what if I just would have stopped like, all right, it's good. But then it just made me realize just put it out. Put your content out.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I can say. Because if I would have stopped then, I wouldn't have enough videos for him to chop up and put on TikTok.
Right. And I think we talk about this a lot on the show. It's just like planting seeds and you just never know when something's going to hit.
Right.
So if you have an idea or you have something that God put in you to birth, you don't know when it's going to take off. Just keep doing it. It may take off this year and it may not take off this year. It may take off in 5 years, but you started that in 2014. It's 2024. That's 10 years, guys. That's a decade of doing shift leader. And now it's hot. You got people in the suburbs dressing up as shift leader for Halloween. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That is wild.
And not to put race on them, but like I will understand black people because we know somebody because we know people in that field that take their job too serious. But for white people, I'm like, I wasn't even catering this to y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This wasn't even for y'all.
Yeah, this wasn't even for y'all. And y'all like it? All right.
All right, we'll give you a little more. We'll get a little razzle dazzle on next time.
A little season salt on there for you.
Yo, when I say now don't take nothing serious though, even this podcast, he was 45 minutes late.
No.
He like, stop saying that, please.
Yeah.
Well, this is why this episode is going to be very short. Now, tell me, we touched a little bit about, you know, you date and you have your child's mother. What are some requirements when you were single? Like this whole Cheesecake Factory thing that's going on with the women. Like, how do you feel about that? You know, taking a woman on a date and she's like, yeah, no, not the Cheesecake Factory. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Eat before I get there. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it was a time when those restaurants was like was it.
Couldn't wait to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
Females look at Red Lobster now like, ugh, like what? You don't like Red Lobster? The unlimited shrimp? So it's just like little stuff like that where it's like you just got to know who you dealing with. Sometimes I feel like if somebody like you, they don't care where y'all at. But it's like Cheesecake Factory, cheesecake, like. You don't like Cheesecake Factory?
You don't like Cheesecake Factory? I personally don't like Cheesecake Factory at all. But
Why?
I think the food's nasty. But I will eat the cheesecake. I will go there for cheesecake. Oh, the cheesecake is hit. You can't get better cheesecake. It's called the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
But the food, I don't like restaurants that have too much stuff on the menu because you don't specialize in nothing.
Right,
you got
okay.
pasta and hamburgers and sushi. Like
Spanish, Chinese.
You got Spanish, Chinese, and Italian. It's like you don't have a niche. I need to go to a place that you have a niche. Are you known for the steak? Are you known for the pasta? And I feel like cheesecake, it just has a smorgasbord. First of all, their menu is intimidating. I'm like, this is too many pages. Just give me the cheesecake.
It's a big book.
Yeah, I don't want to read a book.
I feel like that about like certain department stores. Like if I go in and
go to
it's just
Macy's.
too much, I turn around. I want a small little boutique so I can see everything and boom, boom, I want that.
See,
so
that's
same
a
thing.
different type of talk though. When you say boutique, like you in a different strategy. Like,
I need a boutique
You
restaurant.
went from Macy's to boutique. It's like you just skip Ross and Marshalls and all that.
Because it's too much to be going through. I don't have nothing against them. Because I have definitely shot my Ross and all that, you know. But I just don't like when there's too many options.
Too many options. It's
And then in them
overwhelming.
stores,
Cheesecake
you gotta
Factory,
have
I'm like-
patience anyway because
I'm not doing all that.
the stuff is not gonna be in the right area.
And it's not going to be hung up on the hanger right. Because what I can't stand is when you grab a hanger and everything just falls. Y'all didn't have this on the hanger right to begin with. I'm going to leave it there.
You in the men's section, it's toddler clothes.
For
you
sure.
gotta go through.
Not
So
Navv,
clothes in the men's section.
you were in Coming to America too. And I think that Coming to America is one of those iconic cultural classic films that everyone saw or everyone wanted to be a part of. And for you as a comedian, especially as a comedian, to be a part of the part 2 with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall and a lot of the original cast, like how did that feel as a comedian and emerging, coming up, and then being with the GOATs?
Man, it was like, you know how when I got the call, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, that I felt like, man, this feels so good. But it was something in me. I didn't think I would see Eddie Murphy. And then when he walked through the door, it's like, and I'm not on no starstruck, like, but it was like, it's really Eddie. Like,
That's
he
him.
came in, he was talking. I was like, man, he talking. I felt like a little boy because Rodney Perry was by me. I kept saying little stuff. I was like, man, look at Eddie, man. He just,
Look at him breathing. Look at him over there blinking.
look at him just breathing.
Human.
He getting mic'd up just like us. Like, it was just anything. But
Oh, my
like, you know
God.
how when you meet people and you think they're going to throw you off and like, man, him and Arsenio Hall, and you did Arsenio Hall show, so you know. Man, when I say they so cool,
So cool.
like they so cool, they just sitting there talking about things in the past, and I'm sitting there like a little kid, like listening to uncles talk.
Yeah.
Like they talking about like they come up through comedy, and Arsenio Hall would tell us like on breaks like stories of when Eddie first met Richard. We'll go back, and then we'll get back on break. I'll remind Arsenio, I was like, you remember you was telling us the story? He's like, oh yeah, and he'd get right back into it. But it was just like dope. But like on the call sheet, you seeing everybody on the call sheet, and when I say everybody, like you know them. Like if you see their name, you know exactly what they've done,
Yeah.
what they've been in,
Icons.
and then it's me. So it's like
Icons.
yeah. So well, you know how people, the PAs, try to help you and stuff. I ain't want them to help me. I was like, y'all ain't finna say I did nothing wrong. I was carrying my stuff to set.
Are you hungry? No, I'm good. Thanks.
Hey.
I already hate.
Now, in my defense, there I was 45 minutes early. Like I
You
went
know
late.
what?
I went later than nothing, but it was just like, man, it just like sometimes you need that in your career, like just to know what you could obtain or what you could do.
Yeah,
Like
those defining moments, like to be
Correct.
an actor and a comedian and be like, I'm on the same call sheet as Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
and the Arsenio Hall. Like
Man.
but those are just ways to me. I feel like God shows us a sneak peek of where He's taking
Yeah.
us. It's like you weren't on that set by chance or by happenstance. Like to be like, God, you're so funny. You put me on the same sheet with Eddie the Murphy.
Eddie the Murphy.
Eddie D. Murphy.
Eddie the Murphy. It's almost like, God, okay, where are you taking me, God?
And then you remember Ernestine, 'cause I was talking to you about it, but in the movie, they cut out a lot of scenes, you know, like me not knowing. I have done movies before, but the movies I done, what they shoot, they want to keep. Mm-hmm. In that movie, it was a big budget. They were just shooting to be shooting
Stuff.
So I'm just like, as much as we shot, I'm at the movie theater. I'm ready to see it, but they cut out a lot of scenes that I was in, and I really I was down about it. But then like I was talking to people around me and stuff, and I even like addressed it to like people close to me. I felt down. I was like, man, I just feel like I ain't show or do what I thought that I could do. But then sometimes like you got to realize that moment wasn't for that. That was for you.
Yeah.
To show you what you capable
What you
of
capable
and what you
of.
can do.
Yeah.
Like, but we be ready to prove to other people.
Yeah.
Before we could prove it to ourselves.
That's
and I was
good.
like, that was for me. To
Yeah.
prove it to myself that I could be around.
Wow.
I remember you calling me, you're just so down. And I'm like, dude, I don't care if you just walked by the camera, you in the movie with Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Like, that's a big deal. I don't
big
care if you had one line. You're in the movie with Eddie. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you about Navv, Amber. I used to go to church with Navv. Every Sunday we used to go to church. Edie Smith, House of Hope.
Yeah, shout out to Household.
This man don't take nothing serious. This man will never. He always skip the praise and worship. Come right when the pastor starts talking. Every time I used to like, Navv, where are you at for church? Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Wait, why you miss the praise and worship in church?
Well, I
Come right when the sermon starts.
because I feel like, and certain people, I'm not gonna say, but I go to church. He do it make me like church because he could preach. So sometimes when I go to church, my mind will be off if I'm there the whole church and I done saw devotion, I done saw praise and worship. So like, I'm saying like,
I done saw.
it's like,
Not I was involved. I done saw. I saw praise and worship.
because I feel like it's like a good movie you watch.
Jesus.
And it's like I want to get there when it's good. Like I know what he finna do. And soon as he preached good, and I done got. As soon as I was like, okay, he through.
You need to
You
get
be out.
fed.
Navv be out too. He don't wait for no
gosh.
the benediction. He's
I
out.
put my money in the bucket and I'm out.
Listen, Navv took one acting class with me. I ain't never seen him since. He took one
Amen.
acting class with me. He ain't never came back.
I haven't
Your
told
class or a different?
My class.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I haven't told many people this. Ernestine, like, you got to be really like. I feel like you got to be really strong to even be her friend. Because
Amen, saints. Say it again for the people. Say it again, please.
so listen, Amber, I'm not real. Like at the time, I wasn't real big on acting, but somebody had sent me a role, so I'm telling Ernestine about it. She was like she real motivated and it's like
Yes.
positive. So she's
Yes.
like, Navv, this is big for you. Got to take it serious. I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, I want to read with you, so we're gonna tape it. Like she went in full command mode. Like this is what we're gonna do. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we get over there. I'm reading the line. She's like, you just not giving me. I'm like, no, that's pretty cool. You just want to see what? No, Navv. You gotta tap in.
All right.
Amber, when I tell you,
Oh, I know.
this lady had me crying. She was like, just think about something that makes you mad. I'm like, what does this got to do with this role? So next thing, now I'm mad about something, and I screamed at her. She was like, you know, I'm like, I am. And tears coming. I'm like, I am. She was like, you just not giving me emotion. You don't care. I said, I do. I'm mad.
Right.
Man, I turned that scene in. They was like, we just wanted a comedian. You went all Othello. I think they thought I was too.
Listen, she did that to me on Country Wayne skits.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
my big wedding, right? And I wanted to shed a tear or whatever, but it's before I go down the aisle, and she got me into that zone, and I'm just boo-hooing. I look back at the skits. My makeup is like somebody... And I'll catch her, I was like, but my makeup. She's like, forget that makeup. It's like somebody socked me. I was like, oh my God. Thank you, Ernestine.
That's Ernestine for you. And then it was like, I felt like when they saw that, they was like, oh, he too overqualified. Like, man, they expected regular man. She done turned me into a Denzel, man.
But for sure, you got to be strong to be friends with her. Because she going to give it to you because she loves you, but she going to give it to you raw.
And then if you go to her with the problem, don't think you just venting to her.
For sure not.
She want to solve it.
Hilarious.
You're like, hold on, I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
But you need people like that though too, and she'll hold you accountable too.
That's for sure. So you've got your own show now under the 85 South brand, the Broken Play.
Yeah.
I said, I scrolled up because you didn't even call me and tell me about it. I'm scrolling up one day and see you at the dang sports table. I said, now what is Navv doing today? And it is hitting. Like, people are loving the show. The engagement is crazy. I had some amazing guests. What birthed that idea?
Man, I do a lot of sports gambling. So it started off as that, and then I was just saying, like, these players don't know that we like it's bigger than the game,
You're invested.
Yeah, like we invested in this.
This is my savings.
And then Carlos, he was telling them we got to get, like put shows, because shout out Channel 85, it's an app from the 85 South show. It's like put shows on there. So when I was telling them about the show, they were like, man, that'll work. So you know how when you say it, and then it's like, but I ain't really want to be doing it every week. But then once we start doing it and sponsoring, people start hitting, it's just like, it don't even seem like work. And that's what it's so much you have to be in control of.
Yeah.
Making sure the guests on time and all
Right,
that.
exactly.
Production, the team.
Yeah, so it's like it's a lot. But then other than that, it's like, it's fun because I enjoy talking about sports.
You do.
So it's like nothing that I'm not
Navv is a sports fan, like football. Like, you'd be like, all right, Navv, calm down. He'd be like, man.
So what you think about those Detroit Lions? Let's go, Detroit.
I feel like Detroit could beat San Francisco.
Hey.
And the reason why I say that is because, like, Detroit is a tough team. But that's going to be a crazy Super Bowl, though.
It's my city.
If it's Detroit and Baltimore.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild. First of all,
the crime rate is
the crime rate. I was gonna say the parking lot pimping that's gonna go on in that parking lot.
Hey.
Lock your windows, please. Don't leave nothing valuable in there.
Don't be talking about my city like that.
Hey,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's
But
gonna
I
be
wanted
so
to
many
ask you-
Buffs.
What you say? So many what?
They wear the buffs in Detroit. Yeah, the shades.
And that's what they call buffs.
Yeah, they call them buffs.
Amber. I'm like Amber.
I haven't heard of that.
Amber Sadidi.
Buffs.
She's from the
So
suburbs.
We
She's from the suburbs of Detroit.
Cartiers,
Yeah, they call them BUFFS.
Oh.
BUFFS.
Well, I will.
I've never heard of it.
Google it.
Well, listen, the first time I went to the 85 South studio and I toured it, I didn't know that Carlos actually started 85 South.
Yeah.
So I am in this studio and seeing all the numbers that you guys have done, and like, I'm like, whoa, a black man started this and owns this and founded this. This is super cool. And I wasn't super familiar with Carlos's brand outside of just knowing him through social media, whatever. And just to see, first of all, he's extremely funny. Like, man, Carlos is a goat. Carlos is a goat, like really untouchable. But to see his business mind create such a platform that has put other actors and comedians in position to also win, like, what is it like being accompanying under that tutelage and just being partners with him and being in the brand? Man,
you know, one thing I can say about Carlos, he not no hater. Mm-hmm. Like, he like to see other people win. And like, with him, like, even when we would tour with Carlos, you don't realize how like funny he is till you watch, and like, well, you know he's funny, but then you like, I was telling him, I was like, man, cause he go on stage, he might do an hour and a half. I was like, man, we got to start doing more stuff on this tour. Mm-hmm. I was like, cause he don't need us.
Mm. Wow.
He don't need us at all. Like, if he could do an hour, cause usually people have, you know, to cut off the time.
Yeah.
He doing his own hour and a half.
And when I say this is an hour and a half, not scripted, his same set. Yeah. No, Carlos goes up there, just freestyles for an hour and a half.
Yeah, he goes with the crowd, do what the, you know what I mean?
I went and saw him at Uptown Comedy Corner for an hour and 36 minutes straight. I was sitting there like, this man is just talking, and it's funny. I'm like, this is not planned. This is not part of a set. This is just him, organic in the moment. I said, oh, he's masterful. Oh, yeah, he's masterful.
And even just being around him, like he'll tag some of your jokes, like you should, hey, do this like this and say this like this. Or sometimes even normal conversations will come off with material like that. So it's just, and it makes you appreciate having people like that around you where they not looking at you. They want you to win.
Yeah, there's no competition.
There's no competition.
They're not hating. They're not sneak dissing. They're not. It's just they want to see you win.
And then to be honest with you, I'll say this too. For a person like him, like once you see certain people get on, they be like, okay, cool. But they not thinking I should look out for this person or put this people, show these people what they could do in this situation. And like that's different. And then like as far as y'all see how Country Wayne do it. I think it's just. Like if more people do that and have that mindset,
yes,
it wouldn't even seem like it's so crazy.
Yeah,
because it's like this is what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And then how even 85 South was created, they got turned down. They was just trying to be do radio.
Wow.
So think about how if people give up when they hear them no's.
Just talking about
we
that.
just were talking about that.
So it's like if they would have been on the radio, then I probably wouldn't have never. Been touring with them and then, like it's just.
And it seems like you guys really have a genuine brotherhood, right? And I know you and DC go way back. We all go back from Ratchet People Meet, but like you, DC, Chico, Carlos, Clayton, Moneybag, you guys seem like you have a genuine brotherhood. Like, do you guys ever fight and argue?
No, to be honest with you, no, because it's like it don't be enough time.
Yeah.
Even if like we disagree on something, like we laugh it off, like it might be. It's always jokes. Yeah. Like if I could say that, like we might be debating about something that don't even matter.
Right.
If Batman, like what I'm saying, like those scenarios Superman that don't even care.
Batman.
Yeah. So it's like it's little stuff like that. So it's like we might argue about sports, but it's not no real argument.
Yeah.
So it's like little stuff like that. But other than that, no.
Yeah.
Navv, what keeps you going? What keeps you working towards the next level? And what is the next level for you? Bills. I was finna try to think of something deep. I'm like, man, I'm working because I got stuff to pay.
But now, other than that, it's just like, man, people. I don't know. You know how people quick to say like, I don't care what people think about me. Or
yeah.
Like, no, like it's cool to have that mindset, but it's like we care when they think good. Mm-hmm. So it's like I want more people to see and love my content and love my work.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, with the negativity, we like to block that off. But it's like, what if we could turn that negativity that people think of us, like, make them slowly? Because I done seen people like, I wasn't sold on Navv at first, but Navv is really funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you think about, you always just want to keep working, show people more, and show yourself more.
Yeah.
And you truly are. It was a movie that we recently did, a project we recently did together, and I literally fought for Navv to be on this project because the other people didn't see it. They just weren't familiar with his brand, and I'm like, no, you have to see that. Like, I'm going to fight for him. I'm not doing this project without him. And when I tell you made a fan, all of them, they're all like, we got to get Navv in something else. Like, you are just such a star.
Yeah.
Such a star.
And you know how like some people lie and be like, nah, like Ernestine really was like fighting for me. Like she really was going up the bat. And then the movie is dope.
The movie's dope. Can't wait for everybody to see it. You also are a part of another little clique. I wouldn't say little clique, but you're part of another clique called Haha Mafia with T.I. And the world obviously knows T.I. as a rapper, an entrepreneur, businessman. But when he kind of segued into this comedy space, and then you, Eda Duchess, you guys kind of all partnered and do this touring thing. How is that working with T.I. in the comedic space?
Man, you forget he a superstar. Like, and then like easily like with social media now, a lot of people could be stars and celebrities. And when I say a lot of people, like people could know you and you haven't been been across the world.
Yeah.
But like with Tip, like you forget he's a superstar because he forgets sometimes.
Like international star.
He want to be regular.
For sure wants to be. You be like, Tip, you are an international star, sir. You can't just be out here.
Man, and when I say, I was seeing 21 Savage had said that Tip was cheap. And when he said that, I said, man, that's Tip all the way. Like somebody who's wealthy and could like nickel and dime his last dollar. Like it'd be on the same thing. How y'all brought up Cheesecake Factory, and this no lie. We was in St. Louis. He was like, do Cheesecake Factory give out samples? So no. Let's just go and see. Like that was his mindset. We get to the Cheesecake Factory. They weren't giving out something, but they were so happy to see Tip. They were like, "Can we take a picture?" Like, yeah. So he taking a picture. Like, just give us one of each cheesecake. He got each cheesecake and we sampled it all. Like he just, what it's like when you look at it like, so you been rich all this time and you do stuff like this? You know how you be like growing up watching people on TV? I bet they always on boats and always on planes. You worry about what they give out samples. But he's so cool though. Like,
oh my God.
Like he talk regular. Like he just a cool person.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
I think he don't get enough flowers like he should.
Yeah. Shout out to Tip, man.
Yeah.
Tip is he's really a salt of the earth type of person. Gracious, giving, he will invest in you. Really good person.
He shot departments. We did departments.
Yep, you guys just did departments.
And he took it serious. Like he was turning down shows. Like I remember, rest in peace, Clay. Clay was telling us, and Clay bought his money. Clay was like, man, I don't mind him doing this comedy thing, but man, he was like, he just turned out $100,000 show to do this movie. Like, cause he had to be there every day.
Right.
So Clay thinking about his percentage. You know what I'm saying? He turning that down. He was like, oh, hey, not this soldier. I don't get nothing off this. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, oh, he taking this serious. Then when it came out, it was so fun on set. It was only Tip could have got all the,
only Tip could have got Navv Greene, DC, Ty. I mean, you guys had a star-studded cast.
Jordan, Kelly, K.
If you guys have not support departments, but before we get off Tip and end this episode, what did you feel when Tip pulled up to that spot and said, "Ain't gonna be nothing, no beers, no nothing,
no beers"? Man,
I said, "That's Tip right there. That's Tip."
Hey, it's serious. It's serious because I don't think people with him. If you go back and watch the video, I didn't even think Tip was finna. They didn't think Tip was finna do that. Cause
Right.
He told her to ride with you, but when he said no beers,
I about fell out.
Man, he don't want you making nothing.
Right.
Like no Corona, like this prohibition right now. Like no beers.
You can't get a bottle of Dasani water.
Man, he said, in my city, it was like a. He was running for mayor.
But the sheriff came to
But
town.
when he said this from the depth of his soul, he said, "Don't play with me in my city."
Yeah.
You felt that. You felt that from his soul.
Man, I'm telling you, if he run for mayor, they gonna run that speech back. That's gonna be
Hilarious.
That's gonna be his campaign speech.
Now, Navv, I have to ask you, as a comedian, what did you think of that Cat Williams Shannon Sharpe interview? Because it went crazy.
Did.
Man, it was entertaining for one. Like you know how when I first seen the interview, I always look at the time on something. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I'm not watching this whole thing. I done watched it 2 times in entirety. But no, it was comedy in there. But it's like I feel like it's some truth in there, and then I feel like it's some
exaggeration.
For him to make it funny because he's a comedian as well. But like sometimes you can't explain why people like express themselves a certain way. But I knew that's what he came to do.
Because he didn't waste any time.
He didn't even speak.
I feel like your seat was still cold before you even went out the gate.
Man, Shannon said, "Well, hey, welcome, Cat," and he went straight into it. Like, and you could tell he watched everybody interview because he was ready to make those points.
He was ready.
Yeah, so it was like.
Did it make you do any self-evaluation? Like, did I take anybody's joke?
No, you know what? It made me, but people like shed light on certain stuff that he was doing, but they didn't shed light on the positivity, like him naming those comedians that he do like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and everybody he named, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
You know, he named
Country Wayne.
He named Fly, he named Carlos, he named
Philip
Chico.
Hudson.
Yeah, so it's like when you hear him name them, like, hey, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
What can I be like? So it was cool though.
I think that's a great point that we, of course, the world focused on some of the drama in the episode, but really it showed me a lot about his character, like the people he takes care of, the comedians he puts on, the money he puts in people's pockets. Some other comedian came out and was like, Cat just gave me some money when I came off stage, or like helping people who came out of jail, all the boys that he helps and raising all those kids. I'm like, oh, like it really showed me a lot about his character.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that I met him once on set for a movie he was in, and I had some friends that were in the movie, so I went out to support, and he was just so nice.
For real.
He was just such a kind person. He's like, he even asked, "Girl, you want a picture with me?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, let's take a picture." Right. But he was just really nice, and I don't know why I was surprised, because you hear different negative things, and it forms an opinion. But he was like one of the kindest people I've ever met.
And a lot of comedians will say once they do a show with him, sometimes they were supposed to get paid this.
Yes.
And they will look and it'd be extra money.
The money he puts in people's pocket.
And
Who are some of your favorite comedians?
Like of all time? Or just
like the newer comedians, and then this, his historic comedians, because I feel like, even especially after watching the Cat Williams, I'm friends with most of the comedians anyway, some same people but it's a lot of competition on the low. It's a lot of competing. So I feel like sometimes comedians are afraid to say who else they support, or like, who do you like openly, like, no, this person, they're it.
Man, for sure, Carlos. What I'm saying? I like, stand up wise, Carlos, I feel like, like in another world with it. Man, like watching skits, I watch a lot of Drewski make me laugh, man.
Drewski. I just got introduced to him.
Yeah, Drewski got some funny material. And I like Country Wayne stuff. I like Desi stuff. I like, it could be regional with me. I like Atlanta.
I like Atlanta.
Yeah, I like Atlanta, man. If
Atlanta's running circles in the comedy space.
If you run the scene and stuff like that, I support it, man. I watch it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Just Hilarious stuff.
Oh man.
I don't think Just Hilarious get the credit she deserve at times. Like,
Agreed.
Just Hilarious, dog.
When I tell you, talk about like from the men, obviously we know Carlos is extremely skilled, but Just Hilarious. When I first was introduced to her, it was via Just with the Mess, and I know it's messy and gossipy kind of, but like, I don't think people understand how genius Just with the Mess really is. Like, the way she crafts the storytelling, she's really brilliant. She's brilliant.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Country Wayne, obviously, like what Country Wayne is doing with revolutionizing television and social media, and creating this whole lane for other actors and creators and comedians to be on a platform where they're being seen and they're being paid to be seen.
Right.
Like, it's revolutionary.
It be storylines that keep going. So it's like, them people fall a part of that, and they really take it serious.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a joke.
Somebody asked me.
Don't I know?
Right, the comments be crazy.
Don't I know?
Why did someone ask my mom? Because my character in the Country Wayne Skids, if you follow Country Wayne Skids, Steen, as they affectionately call me, is going through chemotherapy. So I repost all of the skits. I share them from Facebook to my Facebook, right? And my mom's friends all follow. They're all, seasoned. They're in their 50s and 60s.
Gotcha.
So my mom's friend calls her the other day and she goes, "Is everything okay with Ernestine? Is she really sick, or is that for the skit?" I'm like, hilarious. If I was really going through something so tumultuous, would I be putting that on?
Documented
Listen, at least that's what they're questioning. They're questioning my morals and my values, ma'am.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, and I know.
Oh Lord,
I know it's acting with you. I was like, man, Emma ain't have to do that, man. So I can see how they could get invested in that.
Emotionally invested.
Like, I almost unfollow Emma one day. I was like, man.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's so true. So right now in the skits, my best friend is sleeping with my husband.
Right.
But we're friends in real life. Shout out to Shayla. We're friends in real life. And so we have this group chat, me, Shayla, and Erica, and we go back and forth all the time. And this week, when all this was dropping, Shayla would say something and I would be like, LOL.
You found yourself emotionally tied to the story.
Yo, and so she called me out yesterday. She's like, Amber, you feel some kind of way? Because we were on set yesterday. She goes, your dry text messages. I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I felt so
Listen,
I'm in character.
I'm method acting right now.
One of the worst
Sleeping
things
with
you
my
can
husband.
ever hit me with is a LOL. When I tell you I can't stand a LOL, when someone texts me LOL, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, but when it's a
so-
lowercase LOL, that's like,
Oh yeah. If
y'all put too much thought
if
into
it's a
it,
lowercase LOL when you text me, I know you're being dry.
oh, I was being
You're being dry.
What if
You're
they
being
just like the
dismissive.
message? I
Oh,
think that's worse.
you just hit me with a
The
thumbs.
up.
Now I'm rethinking this friendship. Because why did you just hit me with a thumbs
At
up?
least hit me with a hi.
And Amber does this thing where she hits me with the ellipses, and I can't stand with the 3 dots, ... It's like,
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
because it's
That's
to
what
me.
that's called?
I've never. Thank you. Thank
never
you.
knew that.
I was like, what are you even talking about right now?
The ... No, but if you
Because
go,
it's like a second thought.
You only do it when you're irritated about something. If you go back and read our text, you only do it. You don't do it when you're in a good mood or you're in a happy mood. You only do it when it's like you're irritated or you're rushing or it's just like,
I'm rushing.
Like, ... It's very like, oh, I can't stand it. Don't hit me with a thumbs up. Don't hit me with a like. Don't hit me with a ... And don't hit me with a lowercase LOL.
This is exhausting.
What if they leave you on red? That's worse. That's the worst, I feel like.
If you leave me on scene, oh yeah, we're done.
Somebody left her on scene on Instagram, and I have heard this about 3 times now.
I can't stand being left on scene. I don't like to feel disregarded in general. If you don't call me back, if you don't text me back, if you leave me on scene, I'll call Nav. Nav won't hit me back. I'll call him back like, I know you see my call the other day. Oh, my bad. But my bad. Jizzle, call me back.
No. But what's annoying to me is when they call you and you don't answer, and then they call you again, and then they text you. Girl, I saw your text message.
Let me tell you, this is a true story. So me and Ernestine, we always been friends. So her and Jay had just started, I think, y'all weren't married yet.
They were dating.
Yeah, they were dating. And so I'm so used to, like, I would just hit EJ anytime.
Yeah.
So I had one time I called at 12. It was like, it was late at night. I'm not thinking of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like common courtesy. I didn't think of it. So she's like, Navvy, are you good? I was like, yeah, what's up? Don't call me this late if it's not an emergency. So then she hit me the next day. She was like, Navvy, do you know I'm in a relationship now? I was like, yeah, I'm cool with Jay. Yeah, but still, you don't do that. Like, she gave me the whole rundown. I was like, yeah, she is right. I shouldn't. But you know, you never was realizing.
She left you feeling about that big, though.
Yeah, so after that, I was like, yeah, I only call between 2:30 and 3 o'clock p.m. Like it's certain. So if I miss the call, like, I don't want to call at the phone.
Not nap time, 2:30 and 3:30.
But that's real though, because you know, especially when you have co-ed relationships, you know, I'm friends with you, I'm friends with whoever. We're just friends, platonic friendship. But then when you get into a relationship, even
that's
you,
true.
like, I'll be like, you know, certain times I'll call, don't call, just because like you have to retrain your mind once one of your friends of the opposite sex is in a relationship, because you don't ever want their spouse to think something.
Yeah,
you gotta be respectful.
Respectful.
Yeah. When I tell you though, I love me some Navv Greene. I love you, Nav. Like, I can't wait to see what God has in store for you next, because like whatever it is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
I remember we hired Nav for the Black Wall Street Ball. My husband and I do a ball every year called the Black Wall Street Ball, and the second annual ball, I believe it was the second or third one. Mm-hmm. My husband was like, we need to get a comedian in. We need to have a comedian come and do some comedy. So of course I'm thinking Navv Greene first. I'm like, oh, we got to get Nav. And then my husband goes, you know, it has to be clean though. It can't be no cussing and none of that. It's got to be clean. This is an older audience. Yada yada. These are investors. So I was like, dang, can Nav do a clean set? When I tell you Nav came and killed this set, that's when I knew. I'm like, yo, if you can go clean, dirty, older audience, younger audience, church crowd, club crowd, I know you got it. Like, you got it.
Do you hate when people say, give us a joke?
Like,
make me laugh.
Right.
Yeah, because I feel like natural conversation, you'll just laugh. Like,
I know, but give me a joke from one of your sets.
Nah.
Can I tell you one of my favorite jokes?
What?
Do you know my favorite joke?
What is it?
It's the hips in the gym and the trainer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, give it to us. Don't tell us. Give it to us.
So Amber, it was like during the time period I started picking up weight. So it was like I wanted to, like, it came from a true place. So it was like I want to work out, but it's like I was embarrassed to tell a trainer what I was coming to work out on. So he was like, what you coming to work out on? So it's like I whisper it, like, my hips. So he's like, what you saying? Like, my hips. So all the other men in the gym doing bench presses, doing curls. He had me on the machine doing, you know, all hip related, like, exercises.
Right.
So I got frustrated and I ordered me some flat tummy tea. But I didn't drink it though. I sprinkled it in my blunt.
Oh my!
You know what?
Oh my God!
Good night, sir.
And I smoked the pounds off. You smoke the pounds off.
Go to bed.
Oh my God!
But nah.
And not to mention you vegan.
Oh yeah, I'm vegan. Man, until you know, like,
are you vegan?
No.
Oh, no, but you have to follow him to know. He does his whole I'm vegan, and it'll be a steak. He like, hello, my vegan followers. Today we got the vegan steak,
plant-based
rib tips.
Hilarious.
And so like I hashtag like vegan recipes and vegan all that, and it was this vegan. They attacked me like that vegan community. When you make them mad, oh man. They called me some of the worst names I ever heard.
Oh my
man. And I done been in some real places in Atlanta, but the names they called me, they was like, "You're playing with serious." Like they was mad. I read it in that voice.
They went shift leader on you.
Yeah, cause I be eating a real pork rib.
He'll be like, these are vegan rib tips today. My vegan followers, we got the plant-based rib tips.
You can smell the cauliflower on it.
Oh my God, you are crazy.
Okay, that was good. Thank you for the show.
Thanks, Navv.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's one of her favorite jokes though.
Oh my God, now we have to have you back for part 2 because you were
late.
Crazy. And he was late. I'm gonna keep it real, audience. He was late. Another guest is already here in the parking lot, so he got to come back and he owes us some time on It's Negotiable. But Amber, go ahead and take us out with the word of the day. We all know life and death lies in the power of the tongue, so we end every episode with the word.
Yes, the word of the day is diligence, careful and persistent work or effort. And I just feel like just hearing your story and where you started and where you are now, what you're pursuing, I just feel like diligence is just part of your DNA. I feel like you just keep going after the next thing. I mean, I met you on the Country Wayne skits, and I was just in awe of your work ethic and what you brought to the table. And I don't think that just comes, I mean, of course it comes naturally, but I think it comes, you know what, good night, sir. No, don't cry. Don't cry. But yeah, be diligent in all that you do. Keep pushing forward.
Diligent, that is a great word. Listen, guys, you can follow and find Navv Greene on all social media platforms. Make sure you are tuned in to 85 South Show and his new show, Broken Play. And we didn't even talk about Petty Claims Court. He is also the bailiff in Petty Claims Court.
That was fun too.
Yes, we got to talk about Petty Claims Court on part 2.
Man,
that was so much
Petty
fun.
Claims Court. Yeah, a lot of people stole. Hey, I don't know if y'all talk.
A lot of people stole. It's cool. But guess
stole.
what? They don't even know it's about to come in Petty Claims Court. So stay tuned for Navv Greene as the bailiff in Petty Claims Court, and make sure you are following him on all social media platforms. And we'll see you guys back on another Wednesday, next Wednesday, on another episode of It's Negotiable.